We all right. I'm telling y'all, just like I told the defensive line, baby, we was not made this way. You best believe you was born to be this. Everybody was blessed with ability and talent to be what you want. It's time to load them guns up, baby. 1, 2, 3.
Eagles left tackle William Thomas with a message for his team on opening day here in Green Bay.
You know, I kind of sense that air of confidence from Philadelphia the entire time. We visited with them yesterday. We saw them on the field pregame today. They have a tremendous amount of confidence where I'm sure Green Bay has a little bit of uncertainty this afternoon getting ready for this game.
The Philadelphia Eagles have won the toss. Eagles coming off a 10-6 season. Donovan McNabb making his return following ACL surgery last November.
Yeah, but you know, he's going up against a defense that a lot of people don't realize led the NFC in sacks last year. Aaron Campman, defensive end, one of their top guys, one of the top guys in the NFC.
Well, they're so versatile up front, you don't know where they're going to line up. It's tough for them offensive linemen.
And offensively, Packers starting rookies at running back and wide receiver.
And 3 new linebackers for the Philadelphia Eagles. Omar Gaithar, new position. Takeo Spikes, new team. Chris Gokong, new starter. So we'll have to wait and see how that pans out today. Maybe the one area that's a little bit of an unknown for Andy Reid and the Philadelphia Eagles, but a lot of confidence in what those guys can do.
J.R. Reed, recently brought back for a second tour of duty with the Eagles, is back deep as the rookie out of Colorado, Mason Crosby, will get things started for the Packers. Fans are on their feet here at Lambeau, and the 2007 season is underway for the Packers and the Eagles. Kickoff taken at the goal line by Reed. Reed across the 25-yard line, finally upended at the 27. So the 5-time Pro Bowl quarterback Donovan McNabb leads the Philadelphia Eagles offense out. McNabb 4-1 in his career against the Green Bay Packers with tremendous numbers.
Yeah, he has given the Packers fits, and you know, this is going to be interesting to see. You know, Tony talked about it, the field conditions, you know, Donovan where he is and his progress from coming back from that ACL injury. So I'm excited to see the offense this year for Philadelphia. I want to see Kevin Curtis. He's the one guy that I would like to see in his contributions to this Eagles offense.
Curtis, the former Ram, split to the right, bottom of the screen. 1st and 10 for the Eagles from the 27-yard line. McNabb to the air on 1st down of the pass, incomplete, intended for the tight end L.J. Smith, who missed the entire preseason.
And actually kind of fortunate to be starting today. There was a little bit of uncertainty for the Philadelphia Eagles all week long at practice. You know, I feel good, but I don't know how long it's going to last. So that could be a question for L.J. Smith. He gets the start, but how long does he play in this game?
The Eagles right guard Sean Andrews also starting. Missed the preseason as well. Brent Selleck, rookie tight end out of Cincinnati in the game, along with Matt Schobel, 2 tight ends set. On 2nd down, a flea flicker. McNabb can't find anyone downfield, and he throws it out of bounds.
Yeah, he's in the pocket. Brett Favre is saying he's in the pocket. That's right. Donovan McNabb would have had to have broken the pocket to be able to throw that ball beyond the line of scrimmage and not get called for grounding.
Mike Carey, our referee today.
Intentional grounding. Offense, number 5. 10-yard penalty. Loss of down. 3rd down.
And the quarterback pocket is tackle to tackle. So you'll see here comes the flea flicker back to McNabb. He's in between the hashes. He has not moved at all from his original spot. So definitely inside the pocket. And when there was no flag, Brett Favre, a little bit of help for the officials.
You know, usually the quarterback's on the bench and not watching, but not Brett Favre. He's right there in the game with everybody else.
The officials agreed with Brett. 3 wide receivers set for the Eagles on 3rd down and 20. They have to get to the 37 for a 1st down. more penalty markers as McNabb hits Westbrook out of the backfield. Takes it up to the 29-yard line before he was tackled by A.J. Hawk.
Illegal formation. Offense number 80 was not on the line of scrimmage. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
It's been a really shaky start for the Philadelphia Eagles, something we haven't gotten to yet. Thomas Tapeh was blown up on the opening kickoff by Desmond Bishop. So your only fullback on the roster going to be a little bit slow to come back. And then you go out and you have the intentional grounding, a pre-snap penalty. So a terrible series for the Philadelphia Eagles to open this game.
And now the first regular season punt for the Australian Football League star Sav Rocca. Charles Woodson takes it out to 25. Woodson crosses the 35 and the penalty marker following the 46-yard punt by Rocca and the 9-yard return by Woodson. Greg Lewis shaken up. Backup wide receiver for the Eagles.
They had that sideline return on Charles Woodson trying to get to the sideline, the old picket fence return, and some guys were getting picked off. I didn't see if Greg Lewis was one of them, but guys had people dialed in the radar.
There's no foul for illegal block on the back by number 31. First down. All of legal.
There is Al Harris on Greg Lewis. Not a whole lot. It wasn't a big physical blow up. Here it is right here. Falls awkwardly on the ground.
And you mentioned the Eagles. Thomas Tapeh took a hard hit on the opening kickoff, and now Lewis is injured.
But Brett Favre's back and your defense is in trouble. Hey now, my Brett Favre's back.
Well, Brett Favre is back, his 17th National Football League season. He says, I still feel I can be the difference maker. Favre and the Packers come out with 3 wide receivers, 1st and 10 from the 39. First NFL carry for the rookie second-round draft pick out of Nebraska, Brandon Jackson, who gains 2.
He just means so much, and I think it's been difficult since Mike McCarthy came in because he has been trying to rein him back and be more efficient, and that's fine. But when you start throwing around the term game manager and Brett Favre in the same sentence, that just does not work. I mean, he's always got to have that aggressive nature as part of the way he plays the position.
Favre on 2nd and 8. Looking for Donald Driver making his return. Suffered a foot injury a couple of weeks ago against Jacksonville in the preseason. 3rd down and 8 coming up.
But this is a good indication of Mike McCarthy getting to some more aggressive play calling. You know, a deep route down the seam, just a good play by Sean Considine, who's in position to help out at the safety spot and put a big hit on Donald Driver.
And Mike McCarthy told us on Friday, I was a conservative play caller last season.
I think that's been at the crux of this discussion between Brett Favre and Coach McCarthy about how the offense needs to be run.
4th down and 8. Packers sticking with the 3 wide receiver set. Favre off his back foot, lobs one up for Ruvel Martin, but it hit the turf, incomplete. And the Packers, like the Eagles, go 3 and out on their opening possession.
Well, the running backs got their first test in protection. This ball just a little bit underthrown, but really not a question of pressure from the running backs. They did a good job. You've got an overload blitz coming to the right side. Both guys get out and get their guy.
Pressure right up in his face. That's what makes him release the ball earlier. If he doesn't have that, he probably completes that pass.
John Ryan punting to Brett Lewis, who took a hard hit. Ball came loose. It's still loose.
There it goes.
It's knocked into the end zone by Atari Bigby, who will come up with it.
There's some mauling going on in this pile, guys.
Get in there and get it, Goose.
I'm right here. I'm looking.
I think Philly got it. Nope. No signal yet from the officials. That's the Packers signal. That's not the official signal yet. Here's what counts. Mike Carey's decision.
I don't know. You got two Packers on it. And
The kick was muffed all the way to the end zone, where it was recovered by Green Bay for a score.
there it is.
So you can't advance a muff, but you can kick it all the way down into the end zone.
And Greg Lewis, who is back deep for the Eagles, had never returned a punt in his NFL career.
Well, I tell you what, it's one of the most difficult things to ask a guy to do, to take his eyes off all the coverage guys coming down, concentrate, get that ball. Now, if Atari Bigby picks that ball up right there and runs in, I think that comes all the way back to the spot because you can't advance a muffed ball. But because it went into the end zone and they recovered it there, touchdown Packers.
The extra point by Crosby. Rough start for the Philadelphia Eagles. The muff punt recovered in the end zone by Tracy White of the Packers. 7-0 Green Bay. Crazy start to the season here in Green Bay. The muff punt, which cannot be advanced, but it was not. It was knocked into the end zone and finally pounced on by Tracy White for his first NFL touchdown.
How rough did it get down the bottom of that pile, Goose?
There was some poking and scratching and pulling, man. I was right in there. I felt like I was back playing again. It was only a couple feet from me, but they, I thought the Eagles had it there for a second, but they got it out. Packers, obviously, with the score. It was nice. Nice pile right there.
And we saw how close you were, Tony, to that pile.
That was nice. I heard some screaming and yelling and stuff that I really can't pass on, but it was a good old pile, guys.
And now the kickoff goes through the end zone, so the Eagles will start on the 20 and some extracurricular activity. Eagles already had a couple of players injured, Darrell, on special teams, and then Lewis, who was shaken up a couple of minutes ago, could not handle the punt. Packers wind up scoring the game's first touchdown.
You know, Philadelphia's had great special teams for a number of years, but they had a little coaching change. John Harbaugh now coaching a position, got a new special teams coach. Green Bay, on the other hand, has been atrocious with their special teams the last few seasons. But off to a great start so far this year. Good cover guys, good blocking up front so far, and a couple of the big four units.
Eagles go back to work. Westbrook on first down, runs over Atari Bigby and gains 9. What a season last year. Westbrook over 1,200 yards rushing, 77 receptions.
Maybe the most versatile running back in the NFL. Now, he's not going to put up the numbers that a LaDainian Tomlinson does, but to hear the coaches say, we can split him out at wide receiver and he can run the routes and command the coverage of a cornerback in those situations because he runs the routes as well as any wide receiver we have.
Second down and 1. Westbrook. First down. Westbrook out to the 32-yard line, gain 3. So the Eagles pick up the game's first down.
Well, it's going to be tough against this Packers defense. Colin Jenkins right there. I mean, they are a force up front. I mean, they've got 4 guys that can generate pressure. They don't always have to blitz, and they've got a really, really deep rotation, especially inside at the tackle position.
3 receivers set, first and 10 from the 32. Eagles keep it on the ground with Westbrook, who gains 4.5. The special team score here in Green Bay. Second down and 6. McNabb in trouble. A penalty marker as McNabb throws it out of bounds, this time from out of the pocket.
Holding. Offense number 73. 10-yard penalty, still second down.
That's the right guard, Andrews.
There's 73 right there. Had a blitz. I think he had Nick Barnett on the blitz. A little bit of agility there to get around him, grab a handful of jersey, trying to stop him. Now a little cross blitz actually pulls Brady Papinga down. Nice little blitz right there by the Packer defense.
Donovan also looks good, man. He's moving a lot more. Moving around the surface is pretty slick right now, but I'm impressed the way he's moving, guys.
Andy Reid told us he'll be curious to see Donovan run. Did not run much during the preseason. Eagles call timeout.
Timeout. Philadelphia, their first.
Not yet 4 minutes in. Tough start for the Eagles.
A little bit of the chess game right here. The Eagles expecting them to match the wide receivers on the left. They actually walk Al Harris out onto Westbrook to the right side. That's why you had your timeout. Everything they saw on film didn't play out that way this afternoon.
Following the timeout, McNabb to Westbrook. Breaks one tackle. A.J. Hawk thought he had Westbrook wrapped up, but he gained a couple more yards.
And what they're going to be able to do, if they would have gotten that look on that previous play where they called the timeout, where they left actually Jarrett Bush on the receiver and walked Al Harris over to Brian Westbrook's side, they were hoping to isolate Brian Westbrook and L.J. Smith on a combination of linebacker and safety. They got linebacker and cornerback.
So the Eagles call timeout. Now a 3rd down and 13. Eagles have to get to the 42. And McNabb's throw is intercepted. A penalty marker as well. Nick Barnett with the interception of McNabb.
Holding. Offense number 73 is declined.
What a great job by Nick Barnett. He actually looked like he was going to come up and pressure McNabb as he broke contain. I want you to keep your eyes on Nick Barnett right there. Watch when Donovan McNabb breaks contain. He's got Westbrook in front of him. Now I'm going to go get McNabb, kind of baits him a little bit. And McNabb didn't see him. I don't know how he lost track of him because he was running right at him. But it looks like he's going away. He's trying to squeeze that into Westbrook. Throws it right to Nick Barnett.
8th career pick for Barnett. Giving Brett Favre and the Packers tremendous field position. They start from the Eagles 34. James Jones in motion. Favre looking for Jackson out of the backfield. He dropped it.
Yeah. I mean, you can't. I mean, every yard is precious against this defense. You've gotten great field position from your defense. Don't forget about your fundamentals. I mean, your head is swimming right now. It's your first NFL start. You're a rookie. You know, it may seem huge, but don't get away from the fundamentals. Look the ball in, tuck it away before you turn upfield.
And Brandon Jackson told us on Friday it will take time for Brett to gain trust in me as a rookie.
Oh, he's got a lot of work to do with these guys.
Penalty markers prior to the snap.
I think he only wanted one snap to pop. He popped the whole thing off.
That was after the drop by Jackson.
See, now this is something that Green Bay does. If somebody jumps into the neutral zone, what they want is one of their linemen to stand up instead of snapping the ball. If the center snaps the ball and you take this part of it out, you leave it in the officials' hands to decide what happened. They could just as well call it on Green Bay because the offensive lineman moved and the defensive lineman got back. I like the old way of just snapping the ball with your center when he's in the neutral zone. Don't have your lineman stand up.
Number 58 jumped into the neutral zone. However, number 73's reaction was not immediate. It was delayed. False start. Offense.
Yeah,
number 73.
exactly right. Exactly right.
Penalty is still 3rd down.
You can't point that out as an offensive lineman. Your jump is going to come here. Now look how delayed that response is there. It's not. He's pointing to him. He wasn't impacted or affected by him. he's trying to designate, but he can get back. I just don't understand the philosophy there for the Packer offense. If you're going to do that, have your center snap the ball.
It's a free play, and you want the ball in that guy right there's hands. Why not give him a free play? Go downfield with it.
Not a great explanation by the referee, Mike Carey.
Absolutely. That's the risk you run when you do that system.
Favre out of the shotgun on 2nd and 15. Favre to the outside, and the pass is caught by Donald Driver. First completion for Favre. Packers have to get to the 24 for a first down. 3rd and 11. Favre with time. And the throw intended for Driver over the middle. Sheldon Brown on the coverage.
Yeah, I think Donald Driver's got a very valid point right here. Was it Sheldon Brown on the coverage? Sheldon Brown's got him kind of hooked on the waist, comes across. Yeah, it's at least illegal contact, maybe a hold. I mean, not necessarily PI, but something. He's got him hooked on the waist.
So now the first career field goal attempt for Mason Crosby.
Chip shot.
Is from 53 yards out. He hit from 60 in college. Also holds the record for the longest field goal at sea level without a tee in NCAA Division 1A. So a 53-yard attempt. Crosby nails it.
That could have been a 60-yarder. Would have been good, guys.
Woo. He beat out Dave Rayner during training camp in the preseason, and at least for the moment, the Packers kept the right guy. Nice start to Mason Crosby's NFL career. 53-yard field goal in his first attempt.
Love that scoring drive. 4 plays, -1 yard.
Packers have scored all 10 of their points off turnovers. The muff punt and the Nick Barnett interception. Taken out of the end zone by J.R. Reed. Penalty marker comes flying in as Reed takes it up to the 30-yard line.
Boy, Philadelphia can't get out of their own way right now.
During the return, personal foul, major face mask. The receiving team, number 94, passes to the goal. They retain possession. First down.
That's on Monte Rager, a long time Bronco and Colts.
You can plead your case all you want. Nobody's listening, Monte.
What a start for the Eagles, Darryl. 3 penalties, 2 turnovers, including an interception. Only 1 first down on their first 2 drives, and they trail 10-0. We have not yet played 6 minutes. Carl Buckhalter has joined Brian Westbrook in the backfield. Eagles start from their own 11. Westbrook zigzags up to the 14. Gain of 3.
All right, you put Carell Buckhalter in the backfield with Brian Westbrook. Now, I know you got to run a changeup every once in a while so you're not throwing all the time. Look who they ask him to block. Are you kidding me? You don't even have your fullback blocking that guy. It's a defensive end.
That's whiplash right there.
Goodness gracious. I tell you what, Tony, this defense is everything they were built to be right now.
I'll tell you what, those guys up front are forming a wall. You know, Westbrook, he finds every little crack he could possibly find, but there's nothing up there right now. He's shuffling in the backfield, and when you do that, that's when you go and get 0 yardage.
Last time they played, they really struggled inside. The matchup inside, guard, center, guard, against the defensive tackles of the Packers. They did a good job controlling Aaron Campman and Cullen Jenkins on the outside, but the guys inside gave him some fits.
Third down and 5. Eagles have to get to the 21 for a first down. McNabb to L.J. Smith. He's close.
LJ knows better than that. He's got to get beyond the sticks. Just in case you get a ball that's difficult to handle, you go down, make the catch, fall forward to get tackled right away. You've got first down. Mental error on L.J. Smith right there.
So the Eagles go 3 and out once again.
This might be the biggest punter I've ever seen in my life, guys. This kid Rock is like 6'3", it looks like.
Actually listed at 6'5", 265 pounds. Woodson forced back. 40-yard punt. Woodson lost a couple on the return. Darryl, the former Eagle, Al Harris of the Packers, shaken up.
You know, sometimes you got to watch out for your own guys. Watch Atari Bigby coming in for the big blow-up. I tell you what, he gets more of Al Harris than he does of Joselio Hansen. Right on the elbow, too. Man, that nerve just, you talk about hitting your funny bone, try hitting it with a sledgehammer.
It ain't funny.
Man, that's got to be hurt.
Harris not get injured very often, playing in his 155th consecutive game. Ooh. So now the Packers go to work from their own 38-yard line with 4 wide receivers in the game. Jackson the lone back. Play clock winding down. 5 out of the shotgun. Rolling right. Under pressure from Javon Curse. He throws. And the catch is made by James Jones, the rookie out of San Jose State, who had a terrific preseason, led the entire league in receptions.
James Jones, great hands at the point of the catch. Had a great preseason. I think he's the one guy that Brett Favre does have quite a bit of confidence in at this stage. When you talk about the young guys, they had a couple miscommunications during the course of the preseason, but they've come a long way in their chemistry.
Brett Jennings inactive today, suffered a hamstring injury during the week. So Jones started the game. And again, this is Jones into Eagles territory. Picks up a Packer first down.
Even these little passes, Moose, this is exactly what Brett wants. He wants to get a rhythm, get some timing down with his receivers. These little slants, even though they don't look like much, this is exactly what they need to do to go and get put a nice drive together.
Well, we saw in that Jacksonville game in the preseason, they really came out and kind of struggled offensively. All of a sudden, they went to kind of a short, controlled passing game, and then Brett got into that rhythm. They went right down the field, bogged down in the red zone for a field goal, but had a nice drive.
By the way, guys, that was the first Packers first down of this game, yet they lead 10-0. Now Favre calls timeout. Just over 6 minutes remaining. First quarter, a 10-0 lead for the Packers as Al Harris heads in, we presume, for medical attention.
Huge loss there. Well, guess what's going to happen when Philadelphia gets the ball back? You don't think they're going to go after Jarrett Bush and Will Blackman? I mean, Al Harris and Charles Woodson, that's a pretty formidable pair of corners. And we saw earlier when they tried to get L.J. Smith and Brian Westbrook isolated on the outside, they actually brought Al Harris over to guard Brian Westbrook. Well, guess what? They can't do that anymore. And, I mean, Philadelphia, they're going to go right back to that because I think that's something that they really wanted to try and utilize today and exploit. So now Will Blackman, 27, Jarrett Bush, 24. They're thrown into the mix early in this game.
Bubba Frank shifting. 1st and 10 from the Eagles' 47. Up the middle, Jackson.
Wow. Man.
Good second effort all the way down to the 40, a gain of 7.
Talk about ugly yards. 7 of them that way. I mean, that looked like it was going to be stopped for a 2-3 yard gain. That Packer offensive line just kept pushing.
Ahman Green now in Houston. The longtime fullback here in Green Bay, William Henderson, not on an NFL roster. In fact, he was expected to attend the game today. So an all-rookie backfield for the Green Bay Packers. And with Corey Hall leading the way, this is Jackson again. And he is close to a first down. The fullback Hall was a linebacker at Boise State. 6th round draft pick, and Jackson selected in the 2nd round out of Nebraska. What do you think these guys are doing?
They're blocking the defensive signals going in, right, Tony?
Yeah, they ain't raining, I'll tell you that right now. They're trying to go in the block something there.
Favre on 3rd and 1. And the pass is picked off. Favre intercepted by Sheldon Brown.
We got Brandon Jackson now. He's got to step at his guy. He's got to realize. Look at right there. Here comes your guy. Don't get caught up too far inside. Now you got to bail out. You're out of position. Your quarterback's uncomfortable. Now he can't get a lot on the throw, but Bubba Franks has got to compete at the point of the catch better than that. Sheldon Brown wanted that ball more than Bubba Franks.
11th career interception for Brown. The 3rd turnover of this first quarter, and Jared Bushdarrell is in at right quarterback for the injured Al Harris. Let's see if the Eagles try and take advantage. The Eagles have Kevin Curtis lined up against Bush. Ryan Westbrook wrapped up by Nick Barnett after he gained 6 out to the 29-yard line.
Well, the big thing is now is you're going to get, here they come. Look at them coming on the field right now. There's Hank Baskett, Greg Lewis. Okay, Al Harris isn't in the lineup? All right, let's test that depth at the cornerback spot. I mean, immediately, Philadelphia just brings in a 4 wide receiver set.
Packers also send in Will Blackman.
This is when that defensive line of the Green Bay Packers needs to put some pressure with 4 guys right here.
2nd down and 4. Eagles keep it on the ground with Westbrook. Eagles continue to shuffle in personnel. There's the rookie tight end out of Cincinnati, Brent Selleck, number 87.
Bringing in a little short yardage package now. 3rd and short.
Tapay and Westbrook in the backfield, and now Westbrook moves into the slot. The handoff to the fullback, Thomas Tapay. And Tapay, who carried the ball only 5 times all of last season, picks up the first down.
Nice little changeup right there. You bring Westbrook in motion to the left side. You get everybody kind of focused on him. Are they really going to throw on 3rd and short and slip the fullback onto the right side?
So the Eagles move the chains. A look at their offensive coordinator, Marty Morningwet, former assistant coach here in Green Bay, former head coach in Detroit. On 1st down, off the play fake, McNabb slipped, gets back up, and steps out of bounds at the 40-yard line after picking up 4.
Here's the danger with Brian Westbrook and Donovan McNabb. I mean, they've played a lot together in their career now. They've got a good field. Donovan just happened to be just a little bit too far downfield. But these guys were about to ad-lib a big play because you can't defend this. When he starts to scramble and you're a defender, you're going to move up. You have to know where the line of scrimmage is because right before he goes out of bounds, Brian Westbrook had ducked down the field. There was nobody within 20 yards of him.
3 wide receivers on 2nd and 6. Carell Buckhalter. About 1.5 yards shy of the first. 3rd down and 1. The toss to Westbrook. 1st down and more into Packers territory. Inside the 45-yard line. Westbrook, gain of 11.
You got to be honest. When you have contain, you have to be honest. Watch, they're going to get him to bite. They're going to get him to chase down inside. He's watching everything in the backfield, watching the play action. Boom. All Westbrook needs is a step.
1st and 10 from the 44.
Coaches are watching that up in the booth. All right, how's Aaron Campbell playing the backside? How's Colin Jenkins playing the backside? As soon as they see that, they're going to test him.
Westbrook split to the left. McNabb was looking for him, and the pass was batted down.
But the matchup is the big thing. I mean, the first time they split him out, he drew Al Harris in coverage. That time he drew Nick Collins, a safety. So now they know that they can get that matchup that they were hoping to because of the injury to Al Harris.
Jolly does a good job, too, of getting his hands up. When you get a quarterback that goes and drops back in that three-step drop, the only thing you can do is stop, get your hands up, and try and tip the ball.
On 2nd and 10, Buckhalter. Not much. Now the report on Al Harris. An injury to his elbow. His return today is questionable.
Well, you have the elbow injury. They put you on the cart and take you inside. They're going to take an X-ray of it. So hopefully Al Harris and the Green Bay Packers get some good news.
Only 28 yards of offense for the Packers, yet they lead 10-0. They're down at 9. Eagles have to get to the 34. McNabb lofting one up, and the catch is made by Curtis. Takes it down the sideline all the way to the Packers' 6-yard line.
When you have an injury to a frontline player, it's not necessarily what happens in the normal packages. It's what happens when you specialize. Tramon Williams on the outside, now against Kevin Curtis. There's a mismatch that Philadelphia can go after. And that's what happens. I mean, Al Harris goes out. Yeah, you've got to bring in a guy when you're playing regular personnel, but now your nickel package, your dime package, you've got guys on the field. They're going to create mismatches for the Philadelphia Eagles.
So the first quarter comes to an end following the 36-yard pass play. McNabb to Curtis. Packers lead the Eagles 10-0 after 1. Back in Green Bay on the opening Sunday of the 2007 National Football League season. Kenny Albert, Darryl Johnston, and the Goose, Tony Siragusa. A 1st and goal for the Eagles from the Packers 6. First play of the second quarter. The toss to Brian Westbrook. Takes it inside the 5, down to the 4-yard line.
Moose, we talked about it earlier. Those guys inside are really doing a good job of holding up, making a wall. There's nowhere for Westbrook to go.
And now when you got that rotation that they have, you're going to start. It'll be interesting to see Philadelphia's offensive line late in this game because they're rolling Johnny Jolly through, Corey Williams, Colin Cole, Ryan Pickett. These guys are just cycling through. They're going to wear down that Philly front.
Second and goal, L.J. Smith in motion. McNabb looking for Westbrook off his fingertips.
Barnett was all over Westbrook on that play. He kept his eyes on him the whole time.
That's not the route you want to run. If you can get Nick Barnett isolated on Brian Westbrook, you don't want it to be lateral to the line of scrimmage. Nick Barnett is very athletic. You see, here comes Westbrook. There's Barnett just kind of shadowing him from the inside out. He's got a little help outside from Charles Woodson.
They're coming right at you, Tony.
Yeah, they're right here.
McNabb on 3rd and goal. Westbrook.
There's Barnett again, man. He ain't letting him go anywhere. That's his shadow today, guys.
You want to get Brian Westbrook isolated on Nick Barnett, moving up through the line of scrimmage and giving him a two-way go. When you're swinging him out like that, I mean, he's just going to mirror him the entire way to the outside. Look at that. Inside out. I don't know if you could play that any better against one of the more dangerous guys on the outside.
Nick Barnett told us on Friday, Brian Westbrook is my main concern. So now David Akers out to attempt a 23-yard field goal. It is good, so the Eagles are on the scoreboard.
Holding offense number 89. 10-yard penalty is still forced.
Boy, Philadelphia is making everything hard on themselves today.
Akers will have to try again. Matt Schobel, the guilty Eagle. So this will push Akers back 10 yards.
Get the wings out here on the outside. You get double rush. Little hook. Got Will Blackman around the neck.
You got the punter, Rocca, too, holding. The rookie holder.
Now, they don't do this over in Australia in that Aussie rules. This is all new to him.
So now a 33-yard attempt. Rocca puts it down, and the kick by Akers, once again, is good. So early second quarter, it's now a 7-point lead for the Packers over the Eagles. A 13-play, 62-yard drive, but the Eagles forced to settle for 3 thanks to a Packers defense that has folks here in Green Bay very excited.
They are everything they have been built to be. The front line, great, good rotation. The big concern right now, Al Harris out with the injury because a great pair of corners, very young, very athletic linebackers.
Akers kicks off to Tramon Williams, takes it out of the end zone. Across the 20. Taken down at the 22 by Joselio Hansen. Far for the Packers offense when we come back. Frank Walker riding the bike on the Packers sidelines. Green Bay offense goes to work from their own 22-yard line. Early second quarter, Packers leading the Eagles 10-3. Favre on first down, hands it off to Jackson. And he loses a yard. Chris Gokong made the tackle. Empty backfield for the Packers, second down and 11. Favre's pass is caught at the 26-yard line by the veteran tight end Bubba Franks for a gain of 5.
That's a huge target. I mean, Bubba Franks right there. That's what, when we had the Jacksonville game in the preseason, that's the guy he wants to go to, right over the middle, and that's what's going to give those linebackers from the Eagles problems. He's got a lot of height, he can catch the ball, reliable for Brett.
Got to 3 Pro Bowls in his NFL career. Deshaun Wynn is checked into the game in the backfield, 7th-round draft pick out of Florida. Penalty markers.
False start. Offense number 42. 5-yard penalty is still third down.
That's on Wynn, the rookie who we just mentioned.
Yeah, another young guy coming in on third down to take some of that pressure off of Brandon Jackson. But again, now this is where you get the exotic blitzes from Jim Johnson in this Eagles defense. And let me tell you what, I played on third down mainly because the protections and the complexity of the NFL. Jim Johnson would get me at least once every year with something where a guy comes and you're like, that guy can't get there. And you're on to your next read, and all of a sudden, you're going to pick up Troy Aikman off the turf.
Brett's doing a good job of working the hard count, too, guys.
3rd and 11. Inside handoff to Wynn. And Deshaun Wynn able to take it out to the 29, gain of 8. But he stopped about 3 yards shy of the first down marker by Sean Considine.
You know what? You know, Sean Considine, there's some question marks at the safety position for the Eagles. You know, is Sean Considine going to step up? I've watched him play the last few years. I thought as a specialization guy would come in the nickel package when they bring in the 5 DBs and play that role. And now seeing him as a starter, he's off to a good start today. He's played well, had a couple of big hits.
John Ryan punting. Let's see if Greg Lewis can handle this one. He lets it bounce and takes it out of bounds after a 4-yard return, a 43-yard punt. Al Harris back on the Green Bay sidelines. Early second quarter, 7-point lead for the Packers. Coming up, the second half of our Fox doubleheader. Many of you will see the Chicago Bears and the San Diego Chargers. The Bears represented the NFC in the Super Bowl. The Chargers won their last 10 regular season games.
Little fuel to the fire with the commercial LaDainian did running through that Bears defense.
Number 33 on first down, Westbrook. Gain of 6. Big concern for the Packers, the health status of starting cornerback Al Harris.
You can see how heavily that elbow is taped, and look, he can't even really push hard on it, hard enough to get his hand inside that glove.
Looks like Harris has been cleared to return.
He's not going to miss a snap playing against his old team.
Off the play fake on 2nd and 4. McNabb looking for Curtis. Just out of his reach.
Well, that's one of the reasons we're seeing Al Harris get that glove on and getting that elbow taped up, because they hit Kevin Curtis earlier when they got one-on-one on the outside. This time Donovan a little bit late. He's got Cullen Jenkins right in his face.
And Al Harris has checked back in for the Packers, with the Eagles facing a 3rd down and 4. Eagles have to get to the 43 for a 1st down. McNabb fires over the middle, and he finds his target, L.J. Smith, for a gain of 10 and a 1st down.
We'll have to see how this plays out. I was surprised Donovan didn't come out and test him right away. Now, obviously, he's going to be fine with his position, with his footwork, but making a play on the ball, because one of the things that Andy Reid talked about is Charles Woodson and Al Harris so good at what they do. Very small windows to fit that ball. We'll see if that is if there's any change in that area.
McNabb pump fakes, gets away from Aaron Campbell, and steps out of bounds.
Aaron Campbell just gets it done. I mean, he's a guy that you didn't hear a whole lot about last year, and yet he's one of the top sack guys in the NFL.
Only Sean Merriman had more.
He's going to hate looking at this film on that one. That's one he should have right there. He's got to go and stay on that upfield shoulder of Donovan, even though he has a little banged up knee. He still has speed, and he's very mobile out there right now.
Cameron went to his first Pro Bowl following last season. 2nd down and 9, Westbrook. Down to the Packers 45. Nick Barnett made the tackle. So Andy Reid and the Eagles facing a 3rd down and 4. Eagles won their last 5 regular season games last year after a 5-6 start. Beat the Giants in the wild card game before losing to the New Orleans Saints. McNabb on 3rd and 4. Can't find anyone downfield. Now he throws, and the catch is made for a 1st down at the Packers 31 by Jason Avant, the 2nd-year receiver out of Michigan, a pickup of 19 yards.
Yeah, Donovan McNabb, when he's moving, he's extending the play. He's not looking to run. When he's moving, he's looking for somebody open down the field. Watch how good he is at keeping his eyes focused down the field, trying to find a receiver who's adjusting to the play. I mean, he doesn't want to scramble. I mean, he knows that the big play is going to come from throwing the football.
From the Packers 31, off the play fake, Westbrook. And Westbrook takes it down to the 25-yard line, a gain of 6.
Well, we talked about Nick Barnett. Right here, if you watch him, he gets on Westbrook. Westbrook does a nice job of going and doing a little bit of a fake, but he keeps going. He doesn't stop. He needs to go and hit him there in the backfield to try and slow him up. That's why Westbrook caught that ball.
Cullen Jenkins injured on the play. Will step out. Just over 7 minutes remaining in the 2nd quarter here in Green Bay. Welcome back to Lambeau Field, celebrating its 50th anniversary season. Kenny Albert, Daryl Johnston, Tony Saragusa. Packers took a 10-0 lead 5.5 minutes in. But the Eagles are on the move. Cullen Jenkins shaken up on the last play, replaced by Kabir Bajabia-Miller.
Yeah, now you got pure speed on the outside.
We're told Jenkins suffered a calf cramp, so he's on the sidelines. Second down and 4. McNabb with time, dumps it off. Another first down inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line, Brian Westbrook.
I don't know if that was a design play, but Brian Westbrook did a great job of knowing that they were all over the screen and cutting it back inside, Moose.
Yeah, they're so good at screens and so varied at what they do. This could have been a design play call because they really cleared out the backside. I mean, there was nobody there when Brian Westbrook came out of that pack.
Westbrook with 87 yards of total offense to a first and goal. Remember the last time the Eagles had a goal-to-go situation, the Packers held it to a field goal. McNabb, loads of time, he throws, stretching across for the touchdown is Jason Avant.
There's so many weapons. I mean, we're talking about Westbrook and L.J. Smith, Kevin Curtis, Karel Buckhalter, and it's Jason Avant who gets the touchdown. Isolate him on Nick Barnett, little stop and go.
Jason Avant with a big reception earlier in the drive for a first down. And now he scores his second NFL touchdown. Akers will look to tie the game. So the Philadelphia Eagles have come back from a 10-point deficit. We are now tied at 10, late second quarter in Green Bay.
Hey guys, let's go, bro. Hey, sit out on the field. Hey guys, pick up the pace here, man, and liven this crowd up and get us back on top. Let's go. Ready, 1, 2, 3, let's go.
That's right. I mean, they came out and they had so much emotion, and Philadelphia kind of took the field, got kind of bushwhacked a little bit by this Packer team. They've settled back into it now. Now let's see if this Packer team can get back to the way they were playing in the beginning of the game. They really took the field with a lot more emotion than the Eagles did.
And this crowd definitely is not in the game right now. Part of the big advantage of playing here at Lambeau, when you play for the Packers, is the crowd. They need to get them back in.
There's Tramon Williams on the return for the Packers.
Nice.
Williams forced back. We mentioned earlier a bizarre beginning to this game about 5 minutes prior to kickoff. Erroneous emergency evacuation messages played over the public address system, and the crowd actually started to head towards the exits.
Wait, I tell you what, it sounded legit. We were trying to figure out what we were going to do. And we're right about to come on air, and all of a sudden, about a minute before we were going to go on air, we got the okay that it was a false alarm, and everybody was invited back into the stadium, but it was bizarre.
Somebody hit the wrong button.
All the Eagle fans
audio
aren't
booth.
leaving. Eagle fan says we aren't leaving.
Players are out on the field. Everybody kind of looking around. Packers start from their own 22. 5-man, 5 anyone. And he is nearly picked off.
There's the one. That's the one that, if you can get him not to do that one, but still balance his aggressive play down the field. And this is the play that all defensive coordinators talk about when they say, hey, Brett's going to give you 2-3 opportunities a game to get a pick. It's a dead play. And he's trying to make something happen that's not there, and he got real lucky because that should have been intercepted.
It was in the hands of Takeo Spikes. There's Jim Johnson, the Eagles' defensive coordinator. Packers have only one first down of the game. Favre on 2nd and 10. The slant is caught out of the 32-yard line by Driver.
This is going to be close. Just enough.
Of course, our yellow line is unofficial, Darryl, as you well know. It is a first down. Second of the game for the Packers. 5:15 remaining, second quarter. Tied at 10. Two tight ends for the Packers. Favre pump fakes, looking right. And a diving attempt is made by Bubba Franks.
Brett Favre is doing an unbelievable job of working the count, Moose. I know he knows Jimmy Johnson wants to bring the heat and bring, some of those linebackers. But right now, he's doing a great job, and he's getting a lot of information. Watching the linebackers move, how the defensive line reacts. You get a lot of information when you work that hard count.
Yeah, the other side of that is he's got Omar Gaither on the other side controlling the defense, kind of the quarterback for that defensive unit. They've got a nice little mental chess game going on right now.
Second and 10, here's Jackson. Nice cut. And Brandon Jackson finally taken down by Lito Shepherd after picking up 6.
Good lead block by Corey Hall, the converted linebacker. I mean, he came here to be a special teams guy, and all of a sudden finds himself the starting fullback on opening day. He got in, and he must have a little inside information. And those linebackers, he knows what they're thinking. He got Omar pretty good.
He was the defensive player of the year in the WAC last season. 8 months later, starting an offense in the NFL. Empty backfield, third down and 4. Packers have to get to the 42. Favre in trouble. Down he goes. Javon Kearse, injured in the second regular season game last season with the sack of Brett Favre.
He's slow to get up again. Boy, he just cannot stay healthy.
Suffered a left knee injury in overtime against the Giants week 2 last year. It ended his season.
Mark Tarsha going down on the chop block, but you got to get a little bit more of Javon on that. He looked fine when he went to burst towards Brett.
Ryan's punt taken at the 34 by Lewis. And with 3:38 remaining in the second quarter, Kearse hobbling on the Eagles sideline. And of course, Norv Turner, the new head coach in San Diego, replacing Marty Schottenheimer. Westbrook on first down, bounces it to the outside, and then is tackled by Cullen Jenkins. Norv, your former offensive coordinator with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, and he was out there in 2000, so that system has been in place. Cam Cameron, who left to go to Miami to take the head job as the old coordinator for the Chargers, was using the same system that Norv had brought out there. So not a lot of change offensively, but the big challenge for San Diego, you lose your head coach and both your coordinators, and there's got to be some type of adjustment there, but awful lot of talent on that roster for the Chargers.
And the new defensive coordinator is Ron Rivera, who was with the Bears last year.
Just a little fuel to the fire.
Second and 10. McNabb steps up and then is tackled from behind by KGB. Kabir Badger-Biamela takes down McNabb after a short gain.
Yeah, and he never gave up on that one because he came around the corner hard, reached out. Donovan steps up, goes inside, but he stayed on his feet. He didn't go to the ground. And that was the key because he's going to get kind of ridden by the pocket, but he doesn't go to the ground. Brent Selleck's got him. He doesn't quit, gets right back in. With his speed, he's never out of a play.
And now the Eagles facing 3rd and 8. They have to get to the 44. And the Eagles will be forced to punt it away.
Miscommunication on the outside. Donovan McNabb, Reggie Brown not able to get on the same page.
Sav Rocca will punt for the 3rd time. He's 33 years old, Darryl, the oldest rookie in the NFL in over 60 years. Woodson lets it bounce, and it will be down inside the 20. A 46-yard punt as we hit the 2-minute warning in Green Bay. Coming up, the Visa Halftime Report with Kurt, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy. They will bring you scores and highlights from around the NFL. The Fox Sports Ticker will have all the latest stats. That's coming up on the Visa Halftime Report. Bart Starr, 16 years as a Green Bay Packer. Brett Favre today tying his club record. Right now in his 16th season here in Green Bay. Only 5 completions for Favre so far. 2 Packer first downs. Favre looking for Ruvel Martin. And it's broken up. Considine on the coverage along with James.
Well, we've seen Sean Considine a couple times with some big hits. This time he's going to come across, show a little bit of range to help out Lito Shepherd. He's got to step on him. Ruvel Martin's got to step on him until Sean Considine gets there.
3 wide receiver set. 2nd and 10. French shifts into the backfield. And the play blown dead.
Delay. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second.
Yeah, he's been pressing that play clock to the limit several times in this first half.
Saw Packers head coach Mike McCarthy, who told us last year we wanted to win. This year we expect to win.
Big difference. I mean, that's a huge step for a young team going through transition with a new coaching staff, new systems being implemented.
Play clock down to 4. Favre to Jackson, but Takeo Spikes was right there. Gain of 6. So a 3rd and 9 coming up. As the Eagles stop the clock, they call timeout. There's Spikes, the 2-time Pro Bowl linebacker, former Bengal, and Bill, joined by a couple of youngsters, Omar Gaither and Chris Gokong. Gokong playing in his first NFL game.
Very, very high expectations for Chris Gokong. Omar Gaither, they're getting a little bit of water on the side. He's your quarterback on the defensive side of the ball. And for that organization to let Jeremiah Trotter go, I mean, they felt that Jeremiah could play somewhere else in the NFL, but he wasn't going to break into the starting lineup. You know, those 2 young guys had come so far in the addition of Takeo Spikes that Jeremiah was kind of out of the mix, so they wanted him to go have an opportunity. But they have a tremendous amount of confidence in these guys. And Omar Gaither, I mean, for a young guy to comprehend an elaborate defensive system like the one that Jim Johnson runs is a credit to him.
Jeremiah Trotter now in Tampa Bay. Packers 0 for 5 on 3rd down. They have to get to the 27. Favre fires, and he finds his man Driver, who picks up a first down out at the 33-yard line. Gain of 15.
It can't just be Donald Driver, though. These other guys have got to step up. We saw James Jones a little bit early in the game.
First down completion to Jackson, who breaks a tackle and is brought down at the 46 by Considine after picking up 13 yards and another Packer first. Packers have 2 timeouts remaining. Favre's pass is short, intended for Jones.
Got into a little bit of rhythm there. I can understand. You know, you read some of the things that he said during the preseason, and you know, he misses the downfield part of the passing game right now. And you know, I think that plays into what Mike McCarthy talked about, maybe being a little bit too conservative, striking that balance, finding that balance. We've seen him allow Brett to take a couple of shots down the field in this game, but the majority of the plays are the underneath control type routes that are characteristic of a West Coast offense.
Packers empty the backfield. 43 seconds remaining, first half. From their own 46, Jones into Eagles territory. Funneled up by Dawkins.
That's the other adjustment with this defense, is when they bring the pressure, they also know what your adjustment is. And on the outside, you know, they bring Takeo spikes from the outside. You're going to adjust your route because you've become hot. And they know that it's a little slant on that side of the field. So you've got a defender who's heading right to a spot. Not necessarily a guy, but to a spot, because they know how you adjust when they can't pick up if you overload one side of the blitz. So on that play there, Brett Favre, he's throwing the hot route, but the Philadelphia defender already knows where that ball is going.
Favre over for a chat with head coach Mike McCarthy. Packers have one timeout remaining, 36 seconds to go in the half. Line of scrimmage is now the Eagles' 48.
Third and 4 from the 48.
Martin split to the left, Driver in the slot. Jones bottom of the screen, third down and 4. Favre rolling left, he throws, and he has a first down. Ruvel Martin at the Eagles 38. Clock continues to run, 25 seconds. Green Bay with one timeout remaining. Favre in trouble. Down he goes back at the 48-yard line. Monte Rager, who was in an automobile accident last year, missed the Colts Super Bowl run, played in only 5 games. Rager with his first sack as an Eagle.
He beats Darren College quick to the inside. Brett Favre really had no chance in that situation. That's not a...
It almost looked like they were screen there, Moose. It looks like the offensive lineman let him go right up the middle there early. Let's take a look at it right here. It looks like they're going to zone over to the right, let him go. Looks like they're setting up for that middle screen. Big miscommunication up there. He should never be in Brett's face, ever.
Well, the Packers have used their final timeout. All the way back at the Eagles 47. 11 seconds to play, first half, 10-10 game. Favre, short pass.
Oh, nice move.
And Jackson brought down at the 32-yard line. Packers trying to get to the line, but time runs out. Packers ran out of time, and the first half comes to an end. Green Bay and Philadelphia tied at 10 at the half. The Visa Halftime Report is next.
The Visa Halftime Report is sponsored by Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL. Life takes Visa.
And we welcome you to the Visa Halftime Report. Kurt Menefee along with Terry, Howie, and Jimmy. And right now in Green Bay, Eagles and Packers all knotted at 10. Show us how it happened, TV.
Okay, Donovan McNabb warming up, remember? Got that injured knee from last year. He's back and ready. That guy we know is ready. Brett Favre, 17th year. Punt to the Eagles, return to Greg Lewis. Lewis is hit by Jared Wood. Ball bounces. Somebody get the ball. Pick the ball. Fall on it. Finally recovered by Tracy White. It is Green Bay 7-0 over the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. Donovan McNabb rolling right, going back into the middle of the field. You can't see coverage in there. You don't want to do that. Nick Barnett picks it off, 10-0 Green Bay. 3rd and 6, McNabb to Kevin Curtis. Nice job, 37-yard pickup, led to a field goal. It's 10-3, Packers over the Eagles. McNabb back, plenty of time. Jason LeBron went to the outside, then back to the inside. Touchdown pass of 9 yards. We're tied up at halftime. 10 apiece, Eagles and the Packers.
But Howie, Green Bay struggling so far.
And it has not been good offensively, particularly in the first half for Green Bay. And as bad as it's been offensively, they're still in this football game at 10-10, and a blown opportunity at the end of the first half, let the clock run out. They're in field goal position. Moose, if you could look at that play in the second half, show it again. And Terry said it was a screen pass. Jimmy and I said it was a check down. He said it's one of those things where they drive him out and the halfback comes in.
You felt
Affleck.
One of those things. This is nothing new for Green Bay because you've got to give credit to the Philadelphia defense winning the last 5. You know, Favre struggled. You've got 2 sacks, 1 interception, and they've done it time after time. The last 5 times they played, only 5 touchdowns, 11 interceptions.
There's a special place in heaven for me for putting up
There sure is. Well, you know, he's a computer. He just needed to be rebooted. That's all.
Why do they take me so serious,
right after this?
Why?
Back in Green Bay, Kenny Albert with Daryl Johnston, Tony Siragusa downstairs. And Daryl, if you're an Eagles fan, you have to be thrilled with the score right now, considering what took place the first 6 minutes of this game.
There was an opportunity for the Green Bay Packers to really, send home a message in that first half and just put this game kind of out of reach and really continue to challenge Philadelphia, and they didn't do that, and Philadelphia has hung in there. They've dug themselves out of that hole. They've kind of regained the momentum. The Packer offense has got to do something. I mean, they were dismal in the first half. They really were. And we'll go back and take a look at that last play of the half just for Howie and Terry back in the studio, and we'll sort this out. This is actually a play that was very popular in the high schools in Louisiana. It's a naked screen. It kind of went out of favor at the same time as the single wing, but you don't release any linemen into the screen element, and you just send your back out there by himself. Very popular in high school football in the state of Louisiana.
The discussion between Howie and Terry during the Visa halftime report, was it a screen or a check down? Tramon Williams returning the second half kickoff for the Packers. Good second effort. Takes it out across the 30, a 31-yard return. So Brett Favre and the Packers offense, which gained only 106 yards in the first half. Our FoxSports.com fantasy update: Donovan McNabb, 111 yards in the air. Brian Westbrook, 88 total yards. A touchdown for Jason Avant. For more, log on to FoxSports.com or NFL.com. First and 10 from the 30. Brandon Jackson out to the 32. Jackson 5 carries, 13 yards in the first half. Also 3 receptions, 34 yards. Eagles have lost left cornerback Lito Shepard. Suffered a sprained knee, Daryl, in the first half.
Again, we saw the impact that it had on Green Bay with Al Harris going out, but they've got William James. I mean, Philadelphia's got a little bit more depth at the position. So maybe as you get to your 4 wide receiver sets and bring that extra guy in who's further down the ladder, maybe that has an impact for Philly.
Second down and 8. Off the play fake. Favre fires, and a diving attempt. Incomplete. Bubba Franks, the intended receiver, unable to hang on.
Somebody has got to step up and make a play for this offense, and Bubba Franks is one of those guys you would expect to do it. Good protection in the pocket for Brett. I mean, a tough catch, but Bubba's got to make that. You get that ball, I mean, you got to get it back into your body at some point. Pull that back into your body.
Franks in trouble hanging on to the football at times last season. Deshaun went in the backfield, 3rd down and 8. Opening drive of the second half for the Packers. Favre's pass this time is caught by Franks for a first down. Gain of 12 yards on the play.
He's one of the guys that Brett is going to have great chemistry with. And he's going to be one of the guys that has to step up. Donald Lee, Bubba Franks, Donald Driver. The guys that Brett is used to playing with.
A lot of new faces surrounding Brett Favre in this Packers offense. First and 10 from the 44. Jackson with Hall leading the way. Jackson and Hall both starting opening day as rookies. First time an NFL team, week 1, started a rookie running back and a rookie fullback since 1996 when both the Rams and the Dolphins did it.
Don't forget the rookie wide receiver too, James Jones on the outside filling in for Greg Jennings. So, but you know, hey, it's opening week. You've had the entire preseason. You've got OTAs in the springtime. You need to be ready to step up and contribute for your team.
Second down and 9. Favre getting rid of it quickly. Driver, led by Sheldon Brown, stopped just shy of midfield. What do you remember about your first NFL game?
Oh, the speed of the game. The speed of the game. It jumped from preseason to the NFL, you know, to the NFL opener. And, you know, you get there and there's kind of a jump from the college game to the professional game, but that's just preseason. And then all of a sudden you get to the opener and you see stuff like this. You know, it just kind of picks up another notch. And
you saw the speed on that last play with Brown converging on Driver. Third down and 4. Packers have to get to the Eagles' 46. Favre took a hit as he got rid of the football. The Packers will punt it away.
Well, they're starting to get pressure on Brett Favre, but it's not from the pressure package bringing safeties and linebackers. This is just a down 4. Jaquay Thomas on the outside. Darren Howard's coming from the inside. Monte Rager's coming from the inside. They're not getting beat by the blitz. They're getting beat one-on-one.
Yeah, in that particular play, Brett needed to step up so he didn't go and get that outside rush on him.
Ryan's punt, fair catch called for at the 11 by Greg Lewis. A beautiful Sunday afternoon in Green Bay. We had some drizzle earlier prior to the opening kickoff, but sunny skies above Lambeau Field. Packers and Eagles tied at 10. Philadelphia starting from their own 12-yard line. On first down, taking it up to the 15-yard line is Brian Westbrook.
A lot of pressure on this Packers defense, you know, this afternoon. I mean, the offense for the Green Bay Packers, they haven't been able to run the ball. You can't utilize your play action. They're missing a little bit on their downfield throws. So Nick Barnett in this group right now, I mean, there is a tremendous amount of pressure on these guys. I mean, to start trying to do something, generate some field position, get a turnover, anything, because I don't know if the Packer offense can do it on their own today without some big help from the defense.
McNabb to the outside, 2nd and 7. Westbrook could not hold on. The Packers defense finished 12th in the league last season, but we talked to players and coaches here in Green Bay, and they feel like they can be a top 5 defense in the NFL this year.
If they stay healthy, that front line group, there's not a lot of depth for the Green Bay Packer defense. They're deep in their defensive line, which they utilize their rotation, but when you get the linebacker in the secondary, they're not all that deep. So if they can stay healthy, they have the potential to be a top 5, top 10 defense this season.
Third down and 7. McNabb out of the shotgun. McNabb gets rid of it. Wide open. Jason Avant. And Avant takes it all the way up to the 47-yard line before he's brought down by Barnett. For Avant, his 3rd reception today, and it's a gain of 31 yards.
Well, at first, there's absolutely no pressure. Donovan McNabb can sit back in the pocket. Jason Avant, 81, coming out of the slot. Charles Woodson, you know, it's a little stick and go. He gets his feet tangled up. He's down. He is wide open. And then some good yards after the catch.
Barnett just does a great job of coming all the way back and making that play.
All 3 of Avant's receptions have gone for first downs, including 1 touchdown. And again, Westbrook had trouble hanging on to the football. 2nd and 10 coming up.
That really pushed for that. It didn't work out, and you know they are young. They are young at wide receiver.
Westbrook into Packers territory.
Yeah, you know what? Westbrook just tried so many times to come up the middle. They need to go and get him on the outside, like on this play. Keep him on the perimeter right now. The Green Bay Packers are just doing a great job up in the middle, making a wall. So you got to hit them corners whenever you can.
The Eagles have converted on 6 of their last 8 third down plays. They have to get to the Green Bay 44, and Kevin Curtis picks up the first down and more. So Curtis able to move the chains for the Eagles. Gain of 16 yards down to the Green Bay 34.
We've talked a lot about the youth on the Packer offense, and you can see the difference with this Philadelphia group. They've never panicked. They came out and started the game about as poorly as you could offensively, and they never had a doubt that they could get back into a flow, get back into a rhythm, and everything was fine. And it's the veteran guys at key positions for this offense that allow that to happen.
From the 34, first down handoff. Westbrook sneaking through inside the 30. Gains 5. Brian Pickett made the tackle.
Interesting to see how they have blended what they discovered last year when Jeff Garcia took over for Donovan McNabb. And, you know, you kind of lean on Brian Westbrook to be your big playmaker. But you remember the first part of the year when Donovan McNabb was in there, how explosive this offense was those first 10 weeks. And, you know, having now both of those abilities kind of blending together, we've seen shots down the field with Donovan. We've seen him establish the run at times during drives with Brian Westbrook.
McNabb on 2nd and 5, and the pass batted down for the second time today by Johnny Jolly, who had a good preseason and took over as the starter at defensive tackle.
He gets pushed outside, just going to go on a little stunt here. Watching Donovan, look at the mirror. Hey, Tony, that was nice. He's just kind of standing there, mirroring Donovan McNabb, and as soon as he sees the ball come out, gets that big hand up there.
That's a great job of getting in the line of vision. And all of a sudden, them offensive linemen, they want to clear out all those defensive linemen from the middle so they can go and have a nice pass, see the receivers wide open, like in practice, 7 on 7, not having any of them linemen.
3 wide receivers, 3rd down and 5. McNabb to the end zone, broken up by Al Harris. Kevin Curtis, the intended receiver.
Well, that's good to see right there. Al Harris, you know he's going to be in position to make a play on the ball, but you were wondering how that elbow would impact it. But Donovan McNabb gets flushed. And again, the poise, knowing exactly where the line of scrimmage is. Press it right up to the edge. Throw the ball down the field, and then Al Harris being able to get that arm extended that's all taped up, unfortunately, comes right down on top of it.
So now David Akers, who hit from 33 earlier, will attempt a 47-yard field goal. Rocca places it down. Akers from 47 straight through. So the Philadelphia Eagles with their first lead of the afternoon. Opening day in Green Bay. Brett Favre of the Packers led 10-0 early. Eagles have scored 13 unanswered points. Go on top by 3. 10-play, 59-yard drive. Jason Avant with another big reception.
Just the depth, the amount of playmakers on that offensive side of the ball for the Eagles is just, boy, it's tough to defend. You got Kevin Curtis and Reggie Brown, everybody's Greg Lewis, Westbrook, everybody, L.J. Smith, and then Jason Avant's having a great day.
Tramon Williams on the return. Williams takes it out across the 30 with 8:10 remaining. Third quarter. Favre of the Packers after these messages. Green Bay Packers start from their own 30-yard line. 1st and 10, trailing the Eagles by 3. Play action on 1st down. The pass is caught by Jackson, gain of just 1.
You know, we just talk about Brett Favre, and you can't talk enough. 258 games, and look at him just in this game. Getting beat up, arms chopped, down on the ground. It's amazing to me how he has gone 258 straight games. People think, oh, he's just the quarterback. You know, he doesn't get hit every play, but this guy takes a beating. He just keeps coming back. It's amazing to me, even as a defensive lineman.
And then you got your own offensive lineman picking you up by your face mask.
That hurts.
Second down and 9. NFL league. Gain of 5 on the play. Tony, you played against Brett Favre. What was it like? Take us through your memories of games against Favre and the Green Bay Packers.
Frustrating, very frustrating. The year after we won the Super Bowl when I was with the Ravens, they crushed us. But the guy always has a smile. It doesn't matter. He talks to you as a defensive lineman. You figure you can intimidate him a little bit. You can't intimidate this guy. He just comes right back. And you're like, you're a quarterback. You're not supposed to be talking to me. He just smiles at you and comes back with a better comeback. I mean, he's the one guy who can out-talk me.
Not easy to do.
Absolutely.
3rd down and 4. Favre fires, 1st down into Eagles territory. Donald Driver.
Well, the one thing that this group has done well today is they have blocked the blitz. They have picked up the pressure that Philadelphia has brought. And, you know, we talk about it being kind of, watch, both of these guys are coming on the blitz. I mean, you've got another safety that's rolling over the top to take that, but as a pre-snap read, you're expecting the guy over the head of the receiver to come off the slot, but you're not thinking about that guy that's 8 yards back coming. So these young guys have done a good job of picking up the blitz and protection, and now we just got to get some more positive plays down the field.
Packers needed 4 yards. They gained 22. From the Eagles' 42. Driver, the intended receiver. Packers wanted a flag.
It's been a tough day at the office for Donald Driver. I mean, he's had a few catches where there's been a bunch of contact right as the balls come into that area.
There's those intense eyes we talk about.
Tony, you talked about how much Favre would talk to the defensive players on the field. More than most quarterbacks?
More than any all quarterbacks combined. He told me one time I hit him as we were getting up. He said to me, "How do you fit all that face in your helmet?" I didn't know what to say after that. I just had to walk back to the huddle, man. Very humble.
Darryl and I were wondering the same thing.
Okay. I'll be right up. I'll show you there, Kenny.
2nd and 10. Favre incomplete and a penalty marker. Driver, again the intended receiver.
He's going to get it called on him. It's
pass interference. 80 on the offense. 10-yard penalty and still 2nd down.
You talk about a long day. You were exactly right, Moose.
Yeah, there's insult to injury right there. The one time we're going to call it, we're going to call it on you. Oh, cheapy. Let him play out there. If you're going to call that one, you got to call the other 3 that they've been complaining about.
Well, the penalty pushes the Packers back. Now 2nd down and 20. Empty backfield. From the 48. Favre gets rid of it quickly. And Driver takes it back down to the Eagles' 42-yard line. Gain of 10.
Everybody talks about Peyton Manning at the line of scrimmage, but, you know, Brett Favre's got a lot of antics, too. I mean, he's working hands, arms, the legs, you know, the hard count cages with the voice inflection.
Any advantage you can get, being in this league 17 years, you'll go and take advantage of.
And that's what Brett told us. He said, I try to get every edge I can.
There's some nice moves there, guys.
Play clock was down to 1. And Favre able to scoop the ball to Deshaun Wynn.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. A busted play turns into like a miraculous, unbelievable play.
Even if you're a defender for the Philadelphia Eagles, you got to give that man his props on this one.
I thought I saw a couple guys clapping on the defense.
I mean, he is dead to rights right here. Who has the presence to do that? I mean, where do you get that? 258 games granted, but I mean, that is just unbelievable. I love that last little hand thing.
He was about to get sacked. He scooped the ball to Wynn, and the rookie gained 18. Jackson surging forward for a yard. You know, to put the 258 consecutive starts in perspective, there have been 4 presidential elections during that time. Since Favre started his first game, only 3 other quarterbacks in league history have started as many as 100 consecutive games.
Kenny, you do play-by-play. Let's see what you, come on, talk through this thing. What was that?
I think you guys described it perfectly.
That might be in the playbook from now on in another squad somewhere, Moose.
Second down and 9 from the 24.
Nobody's moving. Nobody's moving out there.
Oh, and he gets rid of the ball again.
Unbelievable.
And the catch is made by Donald Lee.
How did he throw that ball in the position that he was in?
I don't know how he does. I mean, you can never give up on the pass, and that's why these guys, I mean, look, I mean, that's a Jaquay Thomas. I mean, he's taken all of his momentum away. You can't get anything behind that ball.
That's called 100% arm throw. Nothing else with it. No hips, no legs, no nothing. That's just a plain arm throw.
Timeout, Philadelphia. Bills, please.
Eagles called timeout.
I mean, if you're Deshaun Wynn, if you're Brandon Jackson, if you're James Jones, and you don't watch how this guy plays the game and start picking up your level of play this afternoon, I don't know, you might have to go find another line of work. You've got the best in the business on your team.
3rd and 4 from the 18.
Brett Favre has put on a clinic so far in this Packers drive.
It has nothing to do with skills. It's all about heart.
And improvisation. 3rd down and 3. First down, Ruvel Martin.
I think Ruvel could become a player in this offense. I remember him from the playoff game in Week 3 against Jacksonville. He's a big guy, physical guy. He's we talk about Greg Jennings. We've talked about James Jones. This is another young guy. You know, he just needs to keep working, stay focused.
On first down, it's Jackson. Down to the 11. Second down and 7. Junius Costin in at right guard for the Packers. Jason Spitz with a calf cramp. Favre, this time unable to escape. Taken down back at the 19-yard line by Mike Patterson.
Well, they finally got him down for you, Coach. You've been close the last couple of times, but your guys just haven't been able to get Brett to the ground. Run a little boot. They've been setting this up on this drive. The last few plays, he gets Jaquay Thomas to leave his feet, but Mike Patterson, I mean, you've seen it on the last few plays. You better hustle to the point of the tackle and make sure that number 4 is on the ground.
Third down and 15. Empty backfield, driver in the slot. Play clock at 2. Ball to the near side, it bounced in front of Jones. So the Packers will send out the field goal unit following a memorable highlight reel drive by 37-year-old Brett Favre.
Just completely entertaining for me. I mean, to watch him perform and do the things that he did on that drive, you know, the presence to be able to find Deshaun Wynn when the entire play's breaking down around him, and then that throw with Jaquay Thomas pulling him backwards.
37-yard attempt for Crosby, hit from 53 earlier. And the rookie out of Colorado has tied the game at 13. 45 seconds remaining, third quarter here in Green Bay. What do you think those two plays by Favre on the last drive would look like on the Polaroid?
You would look at them and go, and they gained 18 yards on that play. How did that become a positive play?
Yeah, if you're Jimmy Johnson, just go, keep running to the ball, guys. Keep running to the ball. Don't stop.
Favre 7 of 9 on the drive. J.R. Reed on the return. Brings it out to the 24. A look at the numbers of both quarterbacks.
A bad day. You got to credit both of these defenses. Philadelphia's defense has been impressive. I thought that Green Bay's offense would be able to establish a little bit more consistency against that group. But, you know, the one question you always have about Philadelphia's defense is their run defense, and they have really just stuffed this zone blocking scheme that the Packers run. You got to give Brett a few extra style points, though, and to do that comparison, you got to have that unknown category for a couple of plays like on that last drive. We got to figure out a way to measure that.
Or place an asterisk because he has a daughter who's in college and he's still doing the things that he's doing. McNabb taking one out of the Brett Favre book, but Buckhalter is unable to make the catch.
Well, you've been on the sideline watching this the whole time. When you get out there, you got a chance to one-up the big man. Corral Buckhalter, I mean, he's going to take one under the chin right here. Okay, now if I'm going to take that under the chin, Corral, at least catch the ball for me. I'm sacrificing myself for you to flip it to you. I'm going to get a helmet right under my chin strap. Just please catch it.
That's exactly what's going through his head right now.
McNabb just 3 for his last 9. Second down and 10, the gift to Westbrook. And Westbrook able to gain just 2. As the clock winds down in this third quarter, Packers took a 10-0 lead after 1. We were tied at 10 heading to halftime. Each team with a field goal in the third quarter on a beautiful afternoon in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Yeah, big temperature change when we opened up. It was probably about 64 degrees. It's got to be 75 out here right now. I'm trying to get a little sunblock from somebody in the stands. Couldn't find any though.
The rain has stayed away. Tony pleased about that. And we head to the fourth quarter. Packers, Eagles tied at 13. Fox NFL Sunday will return after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. Back in Green Bay, Kenny Albert, Daryl Johnston, Tony Siragusa. We head to the fourth quarter. Eagles, Packers tied at 13. Coming up, game 2 of our Fox doubleheader. Many of you will see the Chicago Bears and the San Diego Chargers, plus other regional action. Check local listings for the game in your area that's coming up following the Eagles and the Packers on Fox. Eagles have to get to the 34 for a first down, and Cullen Jenkins takes McNabb down back at the 7-yard line.
Well, we said the Packer defense had to step up and make a play, a big sack on third down. This should result in some decent field position. We got a flag down we got to sort out. Oh, Philadelphia's all excited.
Illegal contact. Defense number 21. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
That is a killer. Oh, you're looking at Philadelphia punting the ball from their 8-9 yard line. Now all of a sudden, it's first down. Well, you can't argue the call.
Charles Woodson on Jason Avant.
I don't know what's worse. Woodson having to face the coach or Cullen Jenkins taking that sack away.
So instead, it's a 1st and 10 from the 31. McNabb out of the shotgun. Over the middle. Pass was low, intended for Reggie Brown.
You talk about the big plays during the course of a game, and sometimes it's something as simple as that. I mean, you look at what normal teams do with net punts. It's right around, you know, the 36 to 38 yard area. So you're thinking that Green Bay is going to have the ball 1st and 10 right around midfield going in a little play like that. And it's 3 more snaps for that Eagle offense outside their 30-yard line. Those 4 or 5 plays that change the tide of a game. Sometimes it could be just a simple penalty like that.
McNabb on 2nd and 10. The pass is caught by Brown, his first reception today. And Reggie Brown picks up the first down Out to the 46-yard line, a gain of 14.
You just can remember about 2 or 3 plays during the course of this game where the Green Bay defenders are in position and they're just inches away from making a deflection on a pass that goes for a first down.
1st and 10 from the 46.
On 1st and 10, play action. McNabb going deep, looking for Brown. Atari Bigby on the coverage.
Well, that was one of your shots down the field. We talked to Marty Morningweg, and he's trying to balance the touches by Brian Westbrook, but I've also got to give Donovan McNabb some shots down the field. Here's a double move right there to Reggie Brown. Gets by Jared Bush, but Atari Bigby, I mean, for a young guy playing in his first chance to start and be a featured guy in a defense, Atari Bigby has done a heck of a job today. I mean, because Jared Bush is beat on that play.
Atari Bigby played only 6 snaps on defense all of last season. Won the starting job for Mark Emanuel in training camp. McNabb under pressure, gets rid of it, and the catch is made by Westbrook into Packers territory. Tackled about a yard shy of the marker by Johnny Jolly and Nick Barnett.
Hey, Tony, what do you think about Donovan and in the knee? You talked about it at the top. You know, it's not a one-year recovery. It's more like an 18-month recovery. And the one thing they didn't know about him coming out of preseason was mobility. What have you seen today?
I'll tell you what, early on, I didn't like the way he was going and favoring it, but he's gained a lot of confidence in it. He's moving around. He's taking a hit on it. He's been pushed out of bounds. A lot of the things that you still have a question mark because you haven't done it in the preseason. So I think he's really come a long way, and he's gaining confidence more and more as this game goes on.
And he did not play much in the preseason. Parts of 2 of the Eagles' games. 2 of the 4. McNabb is taken down at midfield by Corey Williams, who had 7 sacks last season. Brings down McNabb, forces the Eagles to punt.
Again, it's from the inside, the area that Philadelphia felt they kind of struggled with a little bit more last year in the matchup. They felt they contained the outside rushers pretty well, but the inside guys, and it's such a changeup. They all have different pass rush styles.
Fair catch called for by Woodson, so after all that, the Jenkins sack, and there is a flag, the Jenkins sack inside the 10 erased by the Woodson penalty. Williams sacks McNabb at the 50. So a difference of about 40 yards by the time the Eagles punt.
Yeah, I would say, midfield would be a good estimate of where Green Bay would have taken over.
Offense, only 6 minutes of line of scrimmage. Green Bay is elected to take that penalty at the dead ball spot. First down, timeout.
So it will be Green Bay Packers football in a tie game. Packers and Eagles tied at 13 early 4th quarter. Packers start out from their own 18-yard line. 3 wide receivers for Favre. Jackson the lone back. Favre hit as he got rid of it. 2nd and 10 upcoming.
Here it is, the Brett Favre highlight reel on that last drive. A little bit of everything. Still got the arm strength to fit that ball in tight spots, but the presence on that play to keep it alive and get it to Deshaun Wynn, unbelievable. And then this throw, all arm, with Jaquay Thomas draped all over him. So just a little bit of everything that Brett Favre can offer on that drive.
Second and 10, Jackson. Not much. 3rd and long coming up. Bears have won the NFC North each of the last 2 years. Packers hope to close the gap.
Start. Offense number 73, 5 yards, 3rd down.
That's on the left guard, Darren College. Darryl, last year, week 1, Bears came here to Lambeau Field, shut out the Packers 26-0. And And Green Bay returned the favor the last week of the season after the Bears had already clinched home field advantage.
That's been Green Bay's problem the last few years. They've gotten off to terrible starts. And you don't win a championship in the month of September, but you sure can miss the opportunity to even compete for one if you get off to a slow start. And that's just what the Packers have done the last few years.
Packers have started 1-4 the last 3 seasons. 5 on 3rd and long, Jones. James Jones back to the original line of scrimmage, but now the Packers will punt it away.
So that's one thing that James Jones is going to learn in the NFL. Well, how did you put it yesterday, Tony? The fastest guy in college is the slowest guy in the NFL, or?
That's exactly how I put it. When you get in the league as a rookie, you think you can outrun everybody. Little do you know you're not the fastest man on the field anymore.
Yeah, usually it just takes one big hit from a defensive tackle chasing a play down. And a 300-pounder is running faster than most guys played linebacker.
Oh, Ryan nearly has his punt blocked. Just got it off. Takes a Packers bounce. And a dangerous play by Greg Lewis.
Well, Greg Lewis made sure everybody knew that he has never returned punts before. He's done some kickoff work, and you know what? I think he's really proven his point this afternoon.
He may not return many more punts.
This could be his last day of returning punts. There's Greg Lewis getting some instruction from special teams coach Segrest. When there's 5 guys around you and the ball's bouncing, don't pick it up, Greg. Just don't pick it up.
But Coach, I saved 2 yards. Don't touch it.
Remember the muff punt by Lewis early in the game led to the Packers touchdown. Pounced out of the end zone by Tracy White as McNabb is incomplete on 1st down intended for Reggie Brown.
Everybody sees that dot on the back of Donovan McNabb's helmet. That is not a bullseye. That means that that helmet is the communications helmet between the coach and the player on the field, and you're only allowed to have one of those on the field. So if Donovan was to split out as a wide receiver, another person who has communications cannot come into the game.
One of the questions we heard the most often from fans during the preseason, what is that green dot on the quarterback's helmet?
It has been a big question this year. It is brand new. And there it is. There's the one helmet that has the communication device inside of it. But with this being the opening week of the NFL season, some tough decisions have to be made. And Milt Halstead works with the Philadelphia Eagles. A tough decision. A baby shower for his daughter, Sandy Cantone, is today. And he said if it was an opening week, I'd be back home with you. But he felt he needed to be here today. He wanted us to let you know how much he misses. He wasn't being able to be there. So congratulations, Sandy Cantone.
Toss to Westbrook. He picks up a 1st down. Milt works very closely with Eagles head coach Andy Reid.
Even managed to make him laugh. Smile there.
His wife also makes a great lasagna from what we hear.
From what we hear, what we see. Actually, what we see, Tony. Not what we hear, but what we see. She makes a fabulous lasagna.
Unbelievable.
Andy Reid agreed with that point yesterday.
Yes, he did, emphatically.
1st and 10 for the Eagles from their own 47. Westbrook gains 2. Out to the 49. Andy Reid, of course, a former assistant coach here in Green Bay, has a Super Bowl ring from Super Bowl 31. He was the quarterback's coach for a couple of seasons at the end of his tenure before he took over in Philadelphia. And who is he replaced by as the quarterback's coach with the Green Bay Packers? Mike McCarthy.
Was he really? I thought we were going to go with Marty Morningway. I was seeing the segue there.
Marty actually preceded Andy. And then after Andy left, Mike McCarthy took over as Brett Favre's quarterback's coach in '99.
You are full of information, Kenny.
Timeout called by the Eagles. In a tie game here in Green Bay. (13-13) game here in Green Bay. These teams know each other very well. They are getting together, Darryl, for the 5th consecutive season. Plus a playoff game following 03, and the Eagles have won the last 5. 8.5 remaining 4th quarter. Packers and Eagles are tied at 13. Second down and 8 for Donovan McNabb and the Eagles. McNabb with a punt fake, and then he is wrapped up and taken down by Aaron Campman.
I tell you, that is impressive by Donovan McNabb that ball did not come out. I mean, what great hand strength. Aaron Campman, he's one of those guys, he's never going to give up on the play. It doesn't matter where he is at the end of the play. He's not going to quit. Very fortunate. Donovan McNabb, I mean, amazing. You can see him get that other hand, that offhand onto the ball as he felt the pressure from Aaron Campman come in.
It's not a sack for Campman. McNabb gained 1 yard on the play. Campman 15.5 sacks last season. Third down and 7. Eagles have to get to the 43. McNabb fires and is nearly picked off by Nick Collins.
A lot of missed opportunities in this game, guys.
What was he hiding behind, Tony? I mean, how does Donovan not see him? And here he is right here. I mean, he's sitting right in the throwing lane the whole time.
Jenkins getting his hands up. Maybe he just elevated the throw a little bit, or I don't know.
A booming kick by Sav Rocca, put a little too much on it. Bounces into the end zone. 50-yard punt, but a net of just 30. Midway through the fourth quarter, coming up, game 2 of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. Many of you will see the Chicago Bears and the San Diego Chargers. Eagles and Packers tied at 13. Brett Favre and the Packers start from their own 20-yard line. Favre rolling right. Now he throws out of the reach of Driver.
It seems to be their bread and butter play today. That's the one that they've been going to, and they're trying to get something big down the field, but it just hasn't been there today. They've just not been in sync, and that's Brett Favre and Donald Driver who are a little out of sync.
Driver missed the last preseason game with a foot injury. Caught a career-high 92 passes a year ago, went to his second Pro Bowl. Empty backfield, Jackson split to the right. Second down and 10. Long count by Favre once again, gets rid of it quickly over the top. And the catch is made by the tight end, Donald Lee. Stopped about 1.5 yards shy of the marker. 2 touchdowns in the game today. Early on, first quarter, muff punt by Greg Lewis. Rolled all the way into the end zone and was pounced on by Packers linebacker Tracy White for the game's first touchdown. And then second quarter, McNabb to Jason Avant. His second career touchdown. Couple of field goals in the third quarter. And now the Packers facing a third down and 1. Going deep, intended for James Jones.
Yeah, he knows he missed that one. And that's the one he's been waiting on all afternoon. Now you get 3rd and 1 situation. Mike McCarthy lets you roll the dice. You're going for everything right here. A little stutter go on the outside.
You talked about it earlier too, Moose, about McCarthy saying he's going to open it up. Looks like he has in this game so far.
And a change by the Eagles. J.R. Reed, not Greg Lewis, back deep for this punt return. As you predicted, Don.
Yeah, that has been one of the areas for Philadelphia that has been an adventure today.
The change, not a surprise. 56-yard punt by Ryan and a 9-yard return by Reed. Well, Fox's football coverage doesn't end when the games are over. Stick around for the OT, where Kurt, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy will bring you exclusive interviews, extended highlights, and a look ahead to next week's action. The OT presented by Lowe's, coming up after the late games, only on Fox. And for a recap of all of today's games, log on to foxsports.com and NFL.com. Eagles go back to work on offense. 6.5 remaining. 1st and 10 from their own 23. 3 receivers set. Inside handoff. Westbrook bounces it to the outside and dives ahead to the 28 after breaking away from Jared Bush. gain of 5 yards for Brian Westbrook.
That was a nice play by Jared Bush because he's outside in space, one-on-one with Brian Westbrook, and does a good job. Hold down the fort a little bit till your teammates get there, but we've seen Brian Westbrook make a lot of people miss in that situation.
Second down and 5. McNabb's pass deflected for the 3rd time today by Johnny Jolly.
Is that a field thing, Tony, or is that an emphasis by the coaches?
It could be that he's reading his eyes. Usually, if you can look at a quarterback's eyes, you can see where they're throwing. Guys like Brett Favre sometimes look off, and you would think that Donovan would also, but it looks like he's looking right at where he's going to throw, get right up in his eyes, know the line that he's going to be going to, and get your hands up, and that's exactly what he's done all 3 times.
Jolly in his 2nd season out of Texas A&M has gotten his hand on 3 McNabb pass attempts today. 3rd down and 5. McNabb over the middle, shy of the 1st down. Buckhalter makes the catch. And now the Eagles will punt once again. 3rd time this quarter the Packers defense has stopped the Eagles.
We've had flashes of brilliance from Brett Favre one time during the course of this game when he did those ad-lib plays. You got to worry if you're an Eagle fan that he's got one more drive like that left in him.
Rocker's punt is down at the 34-yard line. Penalty marker on the field.
Man, it looked like he kicked him.
Mike Carey will sort things out.
Looked like Jason Avant went and lifted his leg to go and kick one of the players. That's when the flag came out.
Well, Andy Reid's going to go ballistic if this is a 15-yard personal foul.
Now the side judge did not have his hat on, which means somebody came in from out of bounds.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Kick the team number 81. 15-yard penalty at the end of the run. 1st down.
You're absolutely right, Tony. You spotted that from about 70 yards away.
Yeah, it was. I'll tell you what, it was right when the play was over. They were pushing, they were shoving, and he lifted his leg like he was going to kick him. I don't think he kicked him, but he made the attempt to, and the official threw the flag right then and there.
For a guy who's played really well today, Jason Avant has a touchdown catch. He's got a big play on a field goal drive. To make that critical mistake at that time, it's unbelievable that you couldn't keep your composure.
Now what it does is give Green Bay tremendous field position. They start from their own 49-yard line. Jackson into Eagles territory, tackled by Roderick Bunkley after a gain of 3.
You know, time and time again, I'm watching Brett Favre, and no one is covering him on the outside. After he hands the ball off, he's going out like he's running a naked, and no one is covering that. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a naked coming up soon.
And he often likes to fake the pass after he hands off to try and fool the defense as well. We've seen that through the years. 2nd down and 7. Favre fires, broken up. Chris Gokon, the linebacker, making his 1st NFL start, got a piece of it, so the Packers now facing a 3rd down and 7.
It's so hard to be effective in the play-action pass when you're not running the ball very well. And, you know, Chris Gokon doesn't have to worry about the Packer offense ripping off any big runs because they haven't done that yet today. I mean, Philadelphia's defense has really controlled the line of scrimmage, so, you know, you're not getting drawn towards the line of scrimmage on those play fakes.
Deshaun Wynn is checked into the game. 3rd down and 7. Packers have to get to the 41. Favre hit from behind. He lost the football. It's picked up by Javon Curse.
Coming from the blind side. Brett doesn't even feel him coming. 58, Trent Cole gets around Chad Clifton. Two pretty good pass rushers on the outside for the Philadelphia Eagles, too. We've talked about Cullen Jenkins and Aaron Campman for the Packers, but they've got a couple combinations. Trent Cole, Javon Curse, Trey Thomas. Some speed out the edge for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Second Packers turnover. Happiest man in the stadium right now, Jason Avant. As Corral Buckhalter is hit in the backfield and loses about 4 yards.
And they've done it all afternoon today. Can this Packer defense come out and create one more stop without giving up points to the Eagles?
Johnny Jolly's having just an unbelievable day. 3 tip balls. He's in the backfield all day. He's bringing the pressure on. That defensive front four is moving. They're not all playing the same positions every time. Capman's doing a great job of getting some pressure. I mean, you got to take your hats off to this defense.
Second down and 14 from the Packers 42. Westbrook. Westbrook gains a couple. Again, Jolly in on the tackle. Packers send in KGB along with Corey Williams. Their pass rushers with a 3rd down and 12 coming up.
There they are. They're getting this crowd back into it. They're loving that jolly old man right there.
They're having a jolly old time.
And the big thing is you take Cullen Jenkins and you've got him moved down into a tackle, so you've got 3 really pure pass rushers, and then Colin Cole at the 1 tackle who's given problems all day.
Oh, that's a hold.
Penalty markers as McNabb is taken down by KGB.
Before McNabb was taken down, Cullen Jenkins was taken down. And they don't know how to stop these guys up front. I mean, he got tackled on that play.
Holding. Offense number 79. 10-yard penalty remains 3rd down.
.247 remaining, 4th quarter. Philadelphia Eagles and Green Bay Packers are tied at 13 following a holding penalty against the left guard Todd Harriman. Eagles now facing a 3rd down and 22. Packers were in Eagles territory, but Brett Favre was sacked by Trent Cole, recovered by Javon Curse, leading to this Eagles possession. Eagles have to get to the 28 for a 1st down. McNabb firing downfield, and the pass is out of bounds. It was intended for Kevin Curtis. So the Eagles will pump the ball away.
Here's KGB, Cullen Jenkins. I mean, those are pure pass rushers. Aaron Campman on the other side, Corey Williams. I mean, they've just been giving these guys fits. They have generated so much pressure with the down 4.
Rocca punting from his own 40. So now Brett Favre of the Packers.
Boy, he missed that one.
Yeah, he'll get another chance as the punt went out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Only a 28-yard punt by Rocca. Coming up, game 2 of our Fox doubleheader. Many of you will see the Bears and the Chargers, plus other regional action. For those of you in the home markets of the late games, we will switch you to your game prior to the kickoff. Packers led 10-0 after 1. Eagles came back, tied the game at halftime, 10 apiece. Philadelphia took a 13-10 lead in the 3rd quarter, and then the Packers tied it with a field goal of their own. From the 22, the handoff. Brandon Jackson cuts it back inside, his best run of the day.
There just has been no cutback lane on that play for Brandon Jackson all afternoon. Philadelphia has done a great job, especially Omar Gaither, the middle linebacker, of not allowing that cutback lane to open up.
They've done a really nice job, the defense of, oh, somebody fell. Trying to get off the field. Like I was saying, they did a very nice job of going and closing down, staying up on their feet. With that zone blocking that Green Bay has, you got to stay on your feet to shut down that cutback lane.
So with 2:07 remaining in the fourth quarter, Rogelio Hansen is the injured Eagle.
Rogelio Hansen going down right there. So came in to put a big hit on Brandon Jackson. Brandon Jackson's a stout guy. You can see all the marks on his helmet today. He hasn't been shying away from contact anywhere. We need to get those up on the front of the head, though. You don't want them on the top of the head. You want them up in the front.
Want to see what you hit, right, Moose? Want to see what you hit.
It's a little bit harder on the forehead, too. The top of the noggin's not all that hard. It's a little soft up there. That's where you want them, right there. You want them in this area. You don't want them back in the middle.
Or near your ear hole, because that's one that you didn't give. You got one.
Jackson picks up the first down on 2nd and 1, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. Opening day in Green Bay. Packers and Eagles are tied at 13. 1st and 10 for Brett Favre and the Packers from their own 33. Complete to Donald Lee. Gain of 7 out to the 40-yard line. Brett Favre in his career, as we take a look at the rookie field goal kicker Mason Crosby, Favre has led the Packers to 36 wins in games in which the Packers were either behind or tied in the fourth quarter. Can he do it again? Packers have all 3 of their timeouts. 2nd down and 3. Off the play fake. Favre going deep, looking for Ruvel Martin. And Sheldon Brown nearly came up with the interception.
Yeah, actually in better position on that play than Ruvel Martin was. But throwing back across the field, gets out front. Nice job by Ruvel, though. I mean, you have to turn into the defender at this point.
33 from the 40.
Albert, Darryl Johnston, Tony Siragusa in Green Bay. 3rd down and 3 for the Packers from their own 40 in a tie game. And Quentin Michael on the coverage. Pass intended for Donald Driver. Eagles without a couple of defensive backs. Lito Shepard and Rogelio Hansen out with injuries. So Quentin Michael on the field, and he made the play.
I want to see. This could be just a really, really heads-up play by Quentin Michael, because I don't think he ever got a chance to look back and find the ball. I think he sees the reaction of Donald Driver, that the ball is coming in, and just gets that arm up to make the deflection.
John Ryan punting. Fair catch called for by J.R. Reed.
Oh my goodness, it has been a nightmare fielding catch today.
Unbelievable. The problems the Eagles have had on special teams today. It all started early in the game when Greg Lewis muffed a punt, and the Packers fell on it for a touchdown. And now J.R. Reed, who replaced Lewis, having his problems.
Wow.
It is Packers football.
I mean, J.R. Reed is working so hard to get to this ball, but at some point you just got to pull off. You got to feel that you've got too many guys around you. You don't have to catch it. You don't have to make a play on that. I mean, there was Green Bay Packers all around him. He's trying to find his way through there. He loses his balance. Oh, it has been unbelievable to watch this today.
They are having a conference, Moose, to see if he had room to go and get that catch.
The receiver dropped the ball. It was recovered by Green Bay. First down.
And for those of you in the home markets of the late games, we will be switching you to the kickoff of your game. A nightmare of a day for the Eagles' new special teams coach, Rory Segrist.
It just unbelievable. I mean, a muff punt that ends up in a touchdown. Now another muff punt that could end up costing him the game.
Packers given new life from the Eagles 31. Jackson up the middle, not much. Remember, Mason Crosby, the rookie place kicker out of Colorado for the Packers, has already hit today from 53 as well as 37 yards out. Eagles have used their final timeout. Packers already in field goal range in a tie game.
Usually you see the guy get to that net a little bit sooner. Mason Crosby must be very confident. Okay, we talked about special teams today. Here's the first one. Greg Lewis with the muff punt. Now you can't advance it, but because it rolled all the way into the end zone, the Packers recovered it there for the touchdown. And then just a few seconds ago, another one that gives them new life and first down inside a minute.
Second down and 9. Jackson found a hole. Good fourth quarter for Brandon Jackson in his NFL debut. He gained 7 down to the 23. Not much Andy Reid can do at this point.
No. You know, the running game, Philadelphia has stuffed Green Bay's running game the entire time. They've had 2 good runs, one in the last series and another big one right there by Brandon Jackson.
Crosby getting ready. Eagles do not have a timeout remaining. Packers running the clock down.
Got it right in the center of the field.
And now the 6th-round draft pick out of Colorado, Mason Crosby, who connected on a 53-yard field goal in the first quarter and a 37-yard field goal in the third, with a chance to win the game on opening day for the Green Bay Packers.
Well, he's battle-tested. I know this is his first game in his rookie year, but he had a tough kicking competition against last year's starter, Dave Rayner. So, I mean, he has been under the microscope since training camp opened up, and that's fighting for a job. I mean, they scrutinized every single kick throughout the entire training camp.
Rob Davis will snap it. John Ryan is the holder. He will put it down at the 33. So this a 43-yard attempt for the rookie Crosby. 6 seconds remaining, fourth quarter. High snap. Ryan puts it down. The kick by Crosby is good.
Well, you heard Jimmy Johnson talking in the pregame show. It's not how many great plays you make, it's how few bad plays. And Philadelphia, you can't make up for some of the colossal mistakes that they had during the course of this game. And as unlikely as it seems that Green Bay should be able to pull this out, as poorly as they played offensively, if you give a team enough chances, eventually they're going to cash in. And that's pretty much what happened today. The Green Bay Packer defense, phenomenal all afternoon. I mean, every time it looked like Philadelphia was taking control of the game, they made a stand and gave their offense another opportunity. And as confident as Philadelphia appeared to be, meeting with them yesterday, seeing them on the field today, they just came out. They didn't take the field with the same emotion that Green Bay did, and Green Bay really controlled this game the entire time for except that second quarter.
2 seconds remaining. Crosby keeps it on the ground. This is Buckhalter. Flips it back. And the ball game comes to an end. Special teams the story. And for Brett Favre, career victory number 148 as a starting quarterback in the NFL. It ties John Elway's all-time record. A 16-13 victory for the Packers, for Daryl Johnston and Tony Siragusa. This is Kenny Albert saying so long from Green Bay. Stay tuned for Game 2 of our Fox NFL doubleheader.